Well, thank you guys for being here today. My name's Jess. Growing up, I didn't have a whole lot. I always wanted for more, which kind of made me want to give back to others. Ever since I was little, I knew I wanted to help people. I wasn't sure what that looked like because I didn't have a lot of resources at the time. I knew I didn't want to go into a lot of debt just to get an education. So when I started here, I actually started in business management. And I got my associate's degree because I thought I could do human resources. Turns out they want a lot of experience and a lot more education. And I was thinking to myself, it took a couple of years, what else can I do? I'm like, ever since I was a kid, I wanted to be a nurse. And I'm thinking, no, it's probably not a good fit. So I spent a good couple of years just floating around, wandering, wondering. And I finally settled on becoming a nurse so I could help people, so I could give back, so I could tell them if I can come from a hard background and do this, so can you. I'm a first-generation college student, which was kind of challenging in itself, trying to explain that to my parents. And, they were so excited for me, and so was my friends, my other family, and especially now that I'm returning. And, when I started at Gateway, I was super nervous, but Gateway really lays out everything for you. It's just, you come in, you give them an idea, and they bring it to life, and it's a beautiful thing. And I think that is what I would probably say to potential students, is that Gateway meets you wherever you start. Gateway will bring you to the finish line as long as you allow them to. You give them an idea, and they make it happen. And it doesn't matter if you want to help people like me, or if you want to become an officer or a mechanic. Gateway offers it all. And I would tell them, don't be nervous. Growing takes, it's a process. And to even start growing, you just have to take that first step. And that's all it takes, is that first step. And I would tell them, I would encourage them, just go forward, get an opinion, listen to them. You don't have to go past that, but I would encourage them to go past that. Gateway is like family. They treat you with respect. They understand your background, where you're coming from, and they just do their best to work with each individual student. And that's exactly why I would define success as growth. You don't have to be earning a ton of money to be successful. You don't have to do a lot of things to be successful. Success to me is doing something and completing the task, no matter how small, how big. You run into a neighbor and you ask them how their day is, and they tell you, thank you, I really needed that. That's success. You just changed someone's life. You impacted them for the better. And I think that's just, really successful, is those small steps you take and to better yourself, to better other people. And Gateway helps you become successful. They give you the tools necessary to become successful. They don't want to see you fail or fall or, anything bad. And whether, you're just starting out or you're returning or you're changing careers like I am, they know where to start. They know how to give you that success. But one thing I would like to do, if Gateway had unlimited resources, I would love to offer free daycare. There's so many mothers that I work with and that I go to school with that have such a hard time balancing that, work-home life. I would offer more mental health resources, so more than just a therapy session or two at a time would be available. It would be unlimited, and students can get that extra support mentally that they need. And, just more resources on how to balance that work and home life, and just, more coaches that are able to spend the time more and reach out. And, just different resources, I guess, maybe somebody to just offer that support and just be there if they have concerns, and just a full-time team just dedicated to answering questions and where to start. And I think that's why it would mean a lot to me to become the Gateway ambassador, because I think it's super important to tell people and to show them and to answer the questions about the Gateway that they may or may not have. And I think I would be great at it. I'm very personable. I love this campus. I've been here since 2017, on and off. I know a lot about the campus. And I just think that would be super important and a really huge success moment for me. And that's all. Thank you, guys.